How many people have been rickrolled? If you go to Never Gonna Give You Up on YouTube, there is almost 700 million views. How many of these views are people getting tricked into thinking it was something else? The act of rickrolling someone, basically you send them a link, maybe telling them it's something else, when in reality they are met by this video of Rick Astley dancing and singing. On my channel, this has happened a lot to me in Frolic Friday, and it's the worst. But if you look at how many views there are on this video, and how popular the meme is, and the fact that the meme has never died yet, like it's still going, you have to wonder, how many people ever have been rickrolled? So it's safe to assume, looking at the view count, that half of these views are people getting the link to rickroll someone, and then the other half are people who have clicked on the link getting rickrolled. So almost 350 million people have been rickrolled. And that's just to start. Now over on the side, you could see that there are 3.2 million Facebook likes, 186,000 upvotes on Reddit, and over 20 Twitter mentions. Obviously the Twitter mentions, I wish it actually showed the real number because there's definitely a lot more than 20. So what we're mostly going to focus on here is the Facebook likes. This is how many times people have liked the link on Facebook. So we're going to add that to our total number of already 400 million. Now, in addition to this, people like to put the link everywhere. So I'm going to search up in quotations on Google the link. If you put it in quotations, it'll search the whole internet for exactly this phrase, which is the link, and that's what we want. So there's about 30,000 results, 30,000 rickrolls. Now, if we also search up just the letters to the link, you get 335,000 results, so that's even more rickrolls that we're adding on top. So you can see all the rickrolls are starting to add up. Let's see what's next. If we just search up rickrolled, it's safe to assume that these 700,000 results are rickrolls because no one ever says rickrolled as in saying, I'm gonna rickroll you. That doesn't make sense. Usually people would just say, I got rickrolled. So 700,000 people have been rickrolled. Now also there's another video with 82 million views, which is called Rickrolled, which is an alternate link to the original video. So if we cut that in half, remember half of the people who viewed the video were grabbing the link and the other half got Rickrolled. So that's another 41 million people who got Rickrolled. And so if we add this all together, we get 387 million people who have been rickrolled. Now, you might have noticed there might be some flaws in my calculations, but don't worry because I think it all balances out, and here's why. So by searching this phrase, it probably includes this phrase, right? Now that might be the case, and we could subtract it, but we're not going to do that just yet. Also, a handful of the Facebook likes and the Reddit upvotes may have also fallen under this Google search. But it all balances out. So first of all, we have a definitive number of at least how many people we know have been rickrolled, around 400 million. But here is why I'm not subtracting anything, because we also have to take into account YouTube audience retention. When people get rickrolled, they usually click away from the video within the first 1 to 5 seconds. If they keep watching longer, that's on them. I know I do, because it's sort of a catchy song. So if you view a video for like a couple seconds, often YouTube doesn't even count that as a view. So I personally think this video should have like 1 billion views already. But because people click off so early in the video, they don't always count as views. That's just one of the ways YouTube sort of fights view bots and stuff, which is sad because for this video, I think it should be exempt. So already, we don't need to subtract anything because I think that makes up at least a little bit. But then, we didn't even touch on this. How many of those rickrolls, how many of the links were clicked on by multiple people? When you paste a link to a rickroll, sometimes it's in like a Reddit post. If you post it in the comments somewhere, if you tweet it, put it in a group chat with all of your friends or something, chances are more than one person will click it. So I think it all sort of balances out. We have at least 400 million rickrolls, but I think it's more close to 2 billion. And I know that's a stretch, but you know, YouTube audience retention mixed with all of the group chats, and also not to mention all of the other ways you can rickroll someone. For example, a class presentation, if you play the video, you just rickrolled like 30 people with 1 view. Not all of the views on a rickroll video were seen by one person at a time. So that's my analysis. That is how many times I think a rickroll has occurred. usually more than once on the average person. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, check out merch, and I'll see you next time. Fly on.